Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here with you, and a midweek update here going into Wednesday. I gotta throw out a video out here because we have been killing it, and I just want to update you on some things. Mostly, our VERU position, our AUPH position, some other positions I want to discuss. Again, the two big spec plays, or what we call potential mega movers. There's a few of them that we're into, but the big one was the Arena Pharmaceuticals AUPH, which again hit its target in a big way, and we've been holding that, and and I've been trading that a lot this week, and not really trading it, but encouraging people to continue to hold on to it and to actually add to it in some cases. If you're in that position that you could add to it. It does look great. It's one of the best bets going forward. We'll talk about that in a second. This is the HPS watch list. It's kicking ass. VERU hit its target today. I want to start off with that. VERU here. Now, this is a stock that I've been holding a while. Now, you know the story behind it. I'm not going to go into the story if you're a member of Day Trading Radio. If you're not a member of Day Trading Radio, then I advise you to get over to daytradingradio.com and get yourself a nice membership, because there is so much going on here. This is a picture, actually, of the dashboard, members' dashboard, when you go there and you sign up, and you have all kinds of things going on here. So I'll just give you a fast run by. It's the current screen that I'm looking at. Right now I'm looking at that ES screen. So again, you can see my mouse go on there. It'll probably pop up, and you can see it on the video there. And you can see my trades, and whatever trades I talk about, I'm discussing on here for the members. Over in the box here, you'll see this is what we call our trade alert box. And there's 4 tabs here. If you have them all running, you have HPS alerts, you have what's called trade alerts and news, and then you have bots. So the trade alerts I'm going to start with. If they're black, that means nothing is showing. All right. So I want to just go to trade alerts. These are all the trades I am taking. And again, this is today, and just go back from the beginning of time. You can actually there's a library that you can actually go back and look at all the trades and stuff, an archive. So these are where you would see that they pop up instantaneous. So if I say trade alert in the box, this is where it'll pop up. And also this box is connected to everyone's emails and email addresses. My email address, but as a member, you get those emails, all those trade alerts sent right to you instantaneous. You also have a spot down here. Let me fix this for us. If you look down a little bit further, you'll have your cell number. So you get instantaneous text message. You can pick any service and you put your number in, and then any type of activity on the site goes right out to you via text message or email, depending on how you want. So anything here that's programmed in, you can program it yourself. The high probability setup trades here, this was the VERU, which just hit its target. Now, high probability meaning that it ends up on a special list here, and this is the list. You go to the HPS, and every stock that we want to trade are usually quality names for HPS, but we also trade, the higher risk, lower price stocks too. But these are the ones that we usually take our swing trades on, or really meet a certain criteria in our HPS criteria. So these are the best, and if it's green, that means it's triggered its entry. It tells you if it's long or short. If it's green, it triggered your entry. If it's gold, it hits its target. If it says watching, it hasn't hit its entry yet. Again, gold hits the target. Watching, gold. And if it turns out red after the green, that means after it triggered, it hit stop before it hit its profit. And that happens also. But all that gets alerted to you. Now the AUPH is actually a winner, even though it shows red. I updated us on this chart, on this stock, and actually that deserves to actually be in the green here, because we knew this was a bear raid. Over here, it actually had some news, and then it sold off really aggressively and then popped. And then we zoom out here, you're going to get a real picture of what this stock looks like. Let me see if I can zoom. Yeah, I mean, it's really, you can see it way up here. It's gapped way up here at the $18, $19 range. Actually gapped up much higher than that. Post-market, it was up about $24, $25. And this was being in at around $5, $5, $6. So you imagine that. That made the year. That made our year. But look at this. Look how it's still performing here. So this is one of the things I want to talk about on this week's video, is the AUPH, and how We're looking for a short-term target on this. It's going to be probably 22. It's actually broke out. I'd like to get a little more follow-through tomorrow. But this eventually is going to be probably be taken over or bought out down the road. And I don't think it makes it out of 2020. If you want to put a time frame on it, I don't think it makes it out of 2020 alive or as a whole, you know. So they have some good drugs still in the pipeline, and that's going to be due mid-year or 2020, you know, maybe June, July. And I would expect the price to actually hang pretty good up at this level, above $18. See how far we get, maybe $25 before it starts, you know, consolidating as we wait for some more data to come about. And when we have that data, and that data comes out good, I'm sure this will be much higher at that point if it's not taken out before that. So either way, you know, as we were banging the table for the last couple of days, 17 or anything, 17, 18 area was a buy. And I added to it today. Hopefully a lot of people added to it, and it broke out again today. So it continues to look really good. Again, the main purpose of this one is to hold into a takeover, and I think that is almost a very high probability setup there on a takeover. I would say target on this, eventually the 2020 target on this, I want to say $40. I think that eye drug
connection lost.
That eye drop, dry eyes drug is going to be a much bigger blockbuster type of drug. Not defined as a blockbuster, I don't believe, but a good, you know, a great revenue source, and I think it's going to value the company a lot more
connection lost.
You know, 25. So I want to say $40 overall 2020 target. And I don't think 2020 makes it through. All right. The Vero. Let's talk about the Vero. VERU. Again, been a while since we've been in this one, but hey, we'll take it. Got up to $3 today. And it actually, why am I not seeing my chart on Vero here? Figures it didn't work. Let me see what's going on here. What the hell is going on with my chart? Oh, you know what? I heard my power went off before. Hold on. All right, here's the Vero here, and again, you know, this is my story. I'm in here early on in the. I think my first position was $1.18, way back here, 2017. maybe it was even before that. Maybe it was 2016. I think it was 2017. 2018? Yeah, it was 2018. No, it was almost 2 years ago. And I rode this thing here back and forth. But, you know the story like, you know, the best story. I know the story behind this. And just seeing this recent volume spike, there is something happening here. Definitely something happening. Everything's looking really good. But I wouldn't, you know, and I as I said on the show today, I wouldn't be against taking profits up here just because of the history of the stock. Typically give something back here. Now they are expected to release some phase 2 data in January, which is right around the corner. And then they have some other drugs that are in the pipeline. They're going to be, you know, we're going to have updates throughout 2020. You know, and they have a viable product right now. They're paying for their trials. They don't have to raise too much cash, but there's always cash to be raised down the road. But right now, again, nice push. If we get some follow through tomorrow, you know, it's just not a bad area to take profits. And again, if you watch the show today, I was trying to tell people, especially stocks like Vero or some other stocks that have FDA news, it's very important to have the ability to trade pre-market or after hours. Now, the thing today, actually, there was a stock today, PTI, that, you know, after I got out of the AUPH, it was in Florida, and I was looking at some other stocks that had some FDA, and I got into this one probably around, it was around $3, $4. And it started moving up in the money, and then today, wow, boom, phase 2 comes out. Phase 2 was actually pretty good, but it was already priced in. But this is oversold. I didn't have many shares. I had a few hundred shares, and And this is what can happen, when your timing is wrong or you don't catch a nice run. This was a beautiful run, but definitely was it? They have a muscular dystrophy drug, and apparently that it wasn't bad data, and they're moving on to phase 3. But I think the potential, or everyone was expecting that there was going to be an offering soon, or they're going to do a cash raise. It just sold off. I mean, you had no. It was actually up pre-market. So, if you actually early bird caught the worm on this one, it closed about 4 and change, and it opened. It was up around 527, 530. So you actually had an opportunity to get out of this around $5. And I was where was I at 4 o'clock in the morning? I wasn't anywhere to be found. So I ended up missing the opportunity to get out. But down here, I think it's kind of an interesting trade all of a sudden. All of a sudden this looks kind of interesting. It's 158. Maybe it moves down a little bit further. Maybe they do an offering at 130. But at 130 offering, I would be buying. That would be quite an interesting. So anyway, that's just another update there. And then we have, well, let's see what else we have. We had that one. I want to mention the Occidental Petroleum OXY because I do like this setup here. Now this is a long extended wedge pattern. We never really broke down. We started pushing back up. Now we have the momentum here, really driving higher. Stochastic momentum, a 3-day consolidation. I don't know if there's going to be news to propel this higher. Oil stocks have been public enemy number one. They're at the lows. I'm not in the business of calling a bottom, and that's the hardest thing to do in the market. But for some reason, I like this area, 38. Anything under 40, I kind of like it. Like to get some follow through on this, but this is not my favorite. I think the AUPH continues to hold up here, but I have some calls in this, and it's interesting to watch it each day. I think I'm going to be close to being right on this. There are some new drug stocks we're watching, and I bought a bunch of them. I just said, all right, I got a lot of profits in the AUPH. I got a lot of profits in the Vero. I started taking the Vero off a little. I took a lot of the AUPH off, and then I got back into it because I realized that I'm not going to be out of this. I don't want to miss the bigger opportunity. So I got back in on the pullback and been building my position. Actually added some today. But let's talk about waste management. Waste management, a good stock, starting to break out here. So we have a nice pullback, oversold, bouncing off to 200, bouncing off to 200, bouncing off to 200. Again, we had 1157 buy trigger on this. It's 1296. So that was an HPS setup. And again, we talk about the HPS setups again. If you remember, you get all the HPS setups. On the top here is the last HPS being put in here, is waste management. So that triggered. This is the example of the chart you will get with all the HPSs. It'll and a video that goes along with it. The video goes out every Friday, Saturday for the following week, and it describes all the setups. Now this is again 200 period moving average once, twice, 3 times. Put a buy trigger in at that level. And this is where we are right now. So we got that move, a follow through. I think we could actually hit our target tomorrow. I mean, this is a short-term swing trade, but it's definitely working out in our favor. Let's go back to the other chart. This is a little better, more interesting chart on this because you can actually see the 200 period moving average is really being tagged there. Downward trend line being busted through a kind of a spinning top candlestick. Markets are overnight session here flat as a pancake. And again, if we get through that 111.70, what was that, 113.70, excuse me. I want to move that down a little. We're going to call it 113.50. Get through that 113.50 area. That'll be a breakout of that base. 113.50 now. You want to watch. 113.50. Let's see what else. If I can fix that here. Next 113.50. breakout. There we go. I like to put the notes on my my charts here. So that's waste management. We did VERU. We did AUPH, which love. Let's go over some cheap stocks that I'm in. Like I said, I kind of spread some money around to some. I almost went to like a slot machine and just put quarters in all the slot machines and pulled the levers on some of these. Here's some of the stocks that I did some research on that are expecting some FDA news or maybe potential news down the road here. So I think I have a position in all these just from yesterday. ZYNE here on that candle breakout. It kind of popped and then pulled back. Biotech. Again, no real. If I know anything more than I should, that I want to tell you, I will tell you. But most of these, again, just did a fast research on some calendars and some data that's coming out. I just wanted to kind of look at a few of these so that you could do your own research on this, or look back a couple videos I did some videos on when I was doing the research for these. So Bluebird Bio had a great trade in this. This was a divergence setup. Divergence is the number one HPS method signal that we get. And even though it doesn't have a typical divergence, like back here is a double bottom divergence, you get a nice move up. Here you have a very steep pull. The divergence comes in when normal movement in the stock is reflected on the stochastics. A move up would cause the price to move up. A move down would cause the price to move down. A little move up causes the price to move up, move down, move up, move down, move up. So right here, we actually, when we look for a divergence or some kind of or what we call a lane divergence, we're looking for that price, a low to bounce, and then a lower low to come in, but a higher low to be taken out. And that usually happens. We easily tell the price is making a lower, and this should be a little bit higher. Now, we came down here, and we almost got down to the level where we were almost a double bottom, but not quite. But in relationship to the recent price back here, we're really close to that zone. But what we're not close to that zone is on the stochastics, where it started turning higher. This was a huge divergence, but it wasn't, and that reversal candle after really triggered us to get in this, and then it was off to the races. So I took a profit on that today. I think that was one of the last. Well, let me see what we did on that. Let me see what I got on that. I think that was the last one. No. So we bought these 135 calls. Oh, blue. I bought that. All right, no. The January 95 calls. We picked up at $4 and change. We sold it at $8 and change. We made $4.35 on two contracts. Well, almost $900 on two contracts, just holding a few days. And cost us, we doubled our money basically on those. And that was just another stock that's been oversold. I like the divergence. I actually rolled out on this one a little. I picked up some more options going out to February instead of having the Januaries. So I have some February ones. And I still think this goes higher, but I want to give us a little more time on that. So Bluebird's looking really good. It's one of our buyout candidates for 2020. Buyout candidates for 2020. So I am holding that. Tops. I probably might get rid of this tomorrow. This has been a setup here. It was, we used to trade a while ago and we saw some volume in it. I'm going to give it another day, but I'm not really that impressed with it. So there's not a biotech or anything, so we're going to pass on that right now. Just kind of updating you on some positions too. Let me see what else I have here. I think I lost my platform went down. Yeah, it did. All right, so let's take a look at AKBA. AKBA. Akiba Therapeutics. Very strong chart. Very strong chart here. Nice bounce. Does this look like a chart that you might, that you look like, the PTI kind of reminds me of this one, PTI, where we had this nice run up. Well, Not really. This one looks a little bit. AKBA, $6.50. I got a position in this. My platform is down right now. I get turned off for some reason, I guess, after hours. AKBA. So I have some of that. What else? Oh, the EXEL. This is probably after the AUPH. This would probably be the other one that seems to be a good candidate for some good data coming out in 2020. So last time we really looked at this, we started buying it off this lower trend line. I had calls in it also, but picked up some stock too. I think the options are going to be kind of tough on this. So if we get any type of pop, I'm going to take advantage of taking those options and kind of really convert them over to plain old shares here. But this is probably number 2 after the AUPH. VBI vaccines. Let's take a look at this one. VBI. I don't know if I have this one again. Like I said, I don't have. No, I don't. I wouldn't have this. This is 5 cents. No. There was another one. NVTA. Got that one. NVTA. And not a bad candle today. So I'd like to see if this kind of follows through tomorrow. Decent enough candle. Closed near the highs. Really want to see this move up tomorrow. I'm going to have to do a little bit more research on these. There's a couple of shorts. I didn't take a position in FNKO, FNKO. I kind of like that short with the overbought stochastics here, just like it was over here. You had this pullback and the extension, and then boom, down we go. I honestly think this one's going down into Christmas. FNKO, and then the other one is Apron, APRN. And these are my desert island shorts. If I would go, be lost on a desert island for a few months, I would have to let these play out. That'd be a good story, wouldn't it? Stock guy goes missing, and when he comes back, he's all his stocks were like bought out and stuff. No, not a good story, Johnny. It's been done. They wouldn't do it. You know why? Because they would declare him dead, and the next of kin would take over and sell everything, and squander it on pills. Let's see what else we have. AUPH, we did that. Oh, ASRT. Oh, the ACVH. ACVH had an offering. So this is an interesting one down here. It had an offering. I mean, this thing ran in the morning. Let's take a look at the chart. Ran in the morning. No, this is not the AC. Oh, not the ASRT. Not that one. That one didn't have the offering. ACHV. ACHV here. That's the one. So it ran this morning. Look at the big candle here. Talk about manipulation. It started ripping here, and then the shorters got in, popped a little, chopped around. It looked like something was happening, and boom, they announced an offering at whatever. I thought it was an offering at 60 cents or something, but this looks actually interesting down here, just for a bounce. So, I picked up a 1,000 shares here at 51 cents. 51 cents. I picked up 1,000 shares. All right, so that is that. And then here's the last one we're going to be talking about. This one has definitely something going for it. And I think we might even be out of this tomorrow. Let's see what happens to it. This is going to be the ACRGF. ACRGF. They do real estate for cannabis. It's another kind of a cheap stock. But we had some volume yesterday. We got some follow-through volume. Now, if we look here, I can see $7 on this. No problem. $7 to bring us it's just a good, I think, a nice whole number. The stochastics are in a very strong phase right here. Apparently, it's Canopy Growth has a deal with them that they were to acquire them for a half a Canopy Growth share. I believe that's how it was described to me. So for every share of ACRG, you get a half a share. I think that's what it was, right? On Canopy Growth. Well, the math right now, if the deal was to be finalized, and the deal only gets finalized if the federal legalization of marijuana. So apparently there's some kind of deal on the table, but if it's only federally legalized. So every time there's talk about legalizing marijuana, this one starts to move. So there was something going on in New York here, or something else the last 2 days that we're discussing. So this, if there's ever a president, if President Trump discusses it or something, this thing will be one of the first ones that really shoot up. And the value right now, what the deal says, is this is worth about $10, $11. If the deal happened and they abided by the deal for a half a share, for where Canopy Growth is and where acreage is, this should be valued at $11. So there's there's definitely a premium here. Well, not so much there's a good opportunity here for at least maybe another upside of $1 or so. And that's what we're looking for. And if there's happen to be any kind of news coming out on legalization of cannabis, federal legalization, then this stock will move big. So this is one definitely keep on your watch list for the future of that move. Other than that, I don't like any of the Tilray. I think that's going down the gutter. That's going to break much lower. I'm not a big fan. I mean, there's nothing really happening. Colorado, California, wherever Oregon, wherever they have legalization. But like I said, I just don't. I'm not hearing anything positive, super positive for the industry. People still ask me a lot about it, though. I had someone I ran into in the store the other day. John, what do you think about the? I said cannabis. That's a year old, that trade. I mean, that used to be great when there was just a big hype back here, 2018. That's when you wanted to win all those cannabis trades. They were just rocketing. Now they're dead. They're dead, and they're probably going to get deader. That's even a word, which is not. I just made it up. All right. So that's it on that. Tilray. Again, the ACRGF, I think is the one to play on that one. VIX, how do we hedge? Some other things we're going to look at. But you can tune in to the show tomorrow or any day at daytradingradio.com. Definitely tune in. Last thing I'll show you is I'm going to be working on the bot now. I'm just about ready to work on the bot. The bot is the rock bot. You don't see a full picture here because I'm working on it right now. But this thing has been unbelievable today. As you could, if I go out here, let me see where I am here actually. Oh, we caught up on the day here. All right, so here, this is hard to say because the market is moving, but you see all these entries and exits on the dips, and I mean, there we go. We're gonna get to the open here. There's a long and short divergence script running here. Right now it's up 75. Let me see. Let me go all the way out here. Where is my... I don't know. Actually, I'm going to update this right now, so I'm going to be working on it right now. So that's it for now. I want to get this video out for everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you made some money on VERU. Hope you made some money on AUPH. Continue to hold that AUPH. Watch that Waste Management. It's a good buy down here. Oxy still looking good. There's other stocks that I haven't even mentioned that we love here, but we'll get another video out on Friday for the members here. Have a good one, and we'll see you in the markets tomorrow.